College. If you want to watch my college. Yo, what up? All right, y'all. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let's see what we got here. The lighting is not the best. Anywho, man, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this thing. So I wanted to. Oh no, it's all good. No, this is actually just a. This is a video because I wanted to see what this thing really had to offer, man, as far as the ability to share some things. So we're going to be doing a reaction video today. All right, we're going to be reacting to a few videos. And the first one is going to be about Amber Rose. Amber Rose gives her definition of a slut. Oh man! All right, so let's go ahead. I'm hoping this thing is showing. Hopefully you guys can see this. Let me turn the volume up a little bit. Let me see, and I'm going to check YouTube just to make sure. Katie's in. That's the name of my whatchamacallit. Last time the audio was trash. Yeah, there we go. Okay. We in there. We in there. All right.
That women are afraid of quote unquote powerful men because they tend to have the women tend to have an agenda. They want either to be famous as in the entertainment world or they want to be seen with these men so that they can look important as well. So they want these things to happen.
No, honey. No, that's not the case at all.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
but so many women would tell you that that's true.
Nobody wants to get raped and be known as the girl that got raped by a famous guy.
But they're not calling it rape.
Well, it's sexual assault regardless. If somebody touches you in your private area without saying, hey, come and touch me in my private area, that is sexual assault. So the reason why women don't want to speak out, and the same reason why the women that have gotten raped by Bill Cosby didn't come out for 20 years is because no one would believe them. No one is ever in 1990. Okay, Bill Cosby was equivalent to Barack Obama. Now, if Barack Obama rapes me today, who do I call? Who will listen to me? No one, because he is everyone's father figure. He is the classiest, most amazing person in the world. And now there's almost 60 women that came out on behalf of Bill Cosby.
One of the ladies who is accused of Bill Cosby signed an agreement and received some money years ago, long time ago. And she made a promise, okay, pay me off. I'll sign this agreement. Yeah. I'm done with this. And now she's come out again and kind of accusing him. Would you trust a woman that does not keep her word?
Well, I mean, listen, your word is everything, but let me tell you this. Let's say I'm a regular girl, right? I don't have money like that. Bill Cosby rapes me. I tell someone, now I have to go to trial, right? Not only I have to pay for my lawyer fees, but everyone is telling me, including my lawyer, that I'm not going to win. So now I done racked up maybe $150,000, $175,000 in lawyer's fees, and I can't pay that. So now my lawyer's like, okay, you're not going to win this case anyway, so you might as well settle out of court, get your money back, go back to obscurity, and take care of your family. So that's usually what happens with women in rape cases with powerful men, is that they wind up just taking the money because they don't have enough to fight for it.
So would you trust a woman that does not keep her word? Whatever the conditions may have been at the time, she gave her word and she did not keep her word. Would you trust a woman like that?
I would trust a woman in that situation.
Oh, you would?
Well, yeah, because just because you get money to pay your lawyers off or you get money to be compensated for being drugged and raped doesn't mean that it still doesn't hurt.
But it shouldn't take away being honest about your word. If a person doesn't keep his or her word, you can never trust that kind of person.
But all that is ridiculous. He literally drugged women and raped them. 60 of them that actually came out.
But there's no proof of that. They just said it. Let's say that you hanging out with a man, all right? Mm-hmm. And you're a powerful woman now, right? Mm-hmm. and you're hanging out with a man. You and this man get it on, and then later down the road, he decides, you know what, Emma Rose have a lot of money now. I'm gonna cry, rape.
Mm-hmm.
And how would you feel about that?
I would feel very sad about that, but if there's 60 men that don't want my money and want me to go to jail, I would expect people to say, 60 men that don't know each other, that don't want money from her, she probably drugged them and raped them.
What does a man do when 40 or 50 years later, these same women who are partying, getting high, having a good time, come back and say, you raped me? How does a man prove his innocence?
Okay, I'm going to explain.
Suppose that happened to your son. You have a son, right?
I do have a son.
Would you want that to happen to your son?
My son probably wouldn't rape anybody.
But if
let me
accuse him, would you?
The difference is, right, is that as his mother, I will let him know, regardless if you've had consensual sex with a woman before, you cannot go and have sex with her whenever the hell you want without consent. So what happens is that everybody's in the 80s getting high, having fun, having sex, consensual sex.
Right.
Bill Cosby's like, hey, you want to come over and hang out? I'm having a party. And she's like, yeah, cool, I'm coming over. He drugs her and he rapes her just because maybe he had sex with her before that. But it does not mean I can have a full-on orgy tonight with 8 people. And tomorrow, I don't want to have sex with nobody.
You think it's smart?
That doesn't mean you could put a drug in my drink and have sex with me while I'm unconscious, because that is rape.
And so you're taking their word just because they said it.
I'm taking their word because 60 women from all over the world that don't know each other have the same story.
You are famous for hosting the Emma Rose Slut Walk. You also have a conference called Open the Women's Conference, right?
Yes.
What is that? Yeah, what is that about?
It's a women's conference, so we have a lot of different speakers that come in, and we educate.
Amazing.
What about the slut?
You came up with this term slut. What was the purpose of using that word, slut?
Well, if you look in the dictionary, the definition of a slut, right? It starts out and it says a woman that's, right? It's promiscuous, has a lot of sexual partners. But it never says a person that. It only says a woman.
I've never looked that word up, so I can't confirm or deny.
Yeah.
But it does say a woman.
Also promiscuous as well. Promiscuous says a woman that. So what happens is that men can go out and be sexually liberated and have a...
Well, wait, hold on. Because she technically didn't answer the question. He asked her, why she named her, what's the name there? And she just gave the definition. Am I missing something?
She did not answer.
Bunch of women, but if a woman does it, there's all these derogatory labels that come with that, which is an extreme form of bullying for us. I embrace the derogatory labels and give women confidence.
And what do you mean by you embrace it?
I would refer to myself as a slut.
Oh.
So basically, it's really what people think about you. It's not really actually what they know, right? So I could, I went through a divorce and then I started dating after that. And it's like, well, if going out on a date with a guy makes me a slut,
that's not what
then that's just what I'm going to be.
I don't think going out on a date makes you a slut, but having sex with different men makes you a slut.
What did
he say made? Did he say made? He corrected himself and said made.
Yo. Well, he telling the truth though. He's telling the truth, man.
Different men makes you a slut.
Well, what does it make you if you have sex with different women?
A slut maker.
A slut maker. Oh wow.
Isn't that amazing?
No, it's sad.
But men shouldn't do that either, though. It's not. I know that a lot of women think that.
Is this a real show?
Man that men get away with that, right? But they really don't. TV. A man should not be having sex with different women.
Why not?
It's not. It doesn't show respect to the woman.
Well, what if she wants it? What if she wants it?
And then he should correct her. Because a woman that wants sex with different men.
But what's the difference really between a man and a woman besides the private parts?
What's the difference? What'd you say?
What's really the difference, right? Besides anatomy, like what is the difference? We're both human, right? So if I want to have sex, I should be able to have sex when I want to have sex, and I shouldn't be labeled as anything because I'm a human being.
How would you personally define slut? How do you define it?
I define it as a derogatory word that men and women use against other women to put us down for our sexuality.
And so you want to take the shame out of that word so that when women do these things, they won't feel embarrassed by it.
But it's not about them doing these things. That's where that's where the mistake comes in, right? So if you can be a virgin and be called a slut, right? Because it's really what people think about you. It doesn't matter actually what you do, right? So like if you're in high school and a boy goes and makes a rumor about you that you did this, that, and the third, it doesn't mean you actually did it. It's what people think you did. So now you're the school slut.
That's true.
So regardless, that's what I mean. You can be called a slut and not actually be a slut. It's just a derogatory word that people use to bully women, to put them down for what they either think they did or what they actually did.
Interesting, man. That was a what's the name? I did not realize that they said that word so much in there. Jojo, you got any thoughts about this? Watch my college before we go on to the next one.
A slut maker. That's the first that I've heard that. And he didn't crack a. Who is this guy?
To be honest with you, he was. The first time I seen him was when he was talking to Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar and him was kind of like going back and forth, and Dr. Umar called him a coon. So. Because of his thoughts on some stuff, and which again I don't agree with him on a lot of stuff, but I feel like he was hitting the nail on the head with some of the stuff that he was saying. So what is her name? Khalees?
My girl. Mm-hmm.
Right. So Khalees said something about Beyonce, man, and copied her or whatever. So I'm interested to see what's going on with this, man, because the first time I heard about it was today when you said something about it.
Sampled. Beyonce sampled her music.
Hamburglar.
I think Beyonce just had some new music drop.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard, everybody's loving it.
We gonna see, man. So this was released 2 days ago. She copied me before. All right, man. We gonna see what she's talking about.
Okay, so I just got off stage, but I got off and I saw these pretty comments.
Got off stage.
There was some good ones.
She performed.
We'll get to those after.
First of all,
Here's the first thing.
Oh, so she dropped. She was on stage for something that she did in 2000.
I don't know.
Here's cute.
No.
Here's the first issue, okay? Number one, I thought even like I'm a human being, so I get pissed off and I get ticked off, right? I'm an artist, so I am, as Erica said, I'm sensitive about my shit. The reality is that my real beef is not only with Beyonce, because at the end of the day, she sampled a record, she's copied me before, she's done that before, so many other artists, it's fine, I don't care about that. The issue is that not only are we female artists, okay? Black female artists in an industry that there's not that many of us, right? We've met each other, we know each other, we have mutual friends. It's not hard, she's in contact, right? Ask Nico, who's what, 20? She's a young white girl. She reached out when she's freaking like, it's just common decency, right? Common decency, especially because, as so many of you pointed out, though I don't know, but let me help you, okay? I know what I know and what I don't know. I also know the lies that were told. I also know the things that were stolen. Publishing was stolen. People were swindled out of rights. It happens all the time, especially back then. So it's not about me being mad about Beyonce. Everyone's like, you're all sheep. And I'm talking to the people who are obsessed and blind. Just like it's so dumb. It's so ignorant. It's so ignorant. She's one issue because it was stupid and disrespectful, and she should have at least reached out. But the real issue is the fact that the people like Pharrell and like Chad, who Chad really isn't going to be, but he's spineless. It's a miracle he can keep his neck up. But Pharrell knows better. This is a direct hit, and he does this stuff all the time. It's very petty, very, very, very. And the reality is that it's frustrating. I have the right to be frustrated. Why? Because no one had the human decency to call and be like, yo, hey, would like to use your record. Which, by the way, the reason I'm annoyed is because I know it was on purpose. This is not like some, oh, they were in the studio. No, this is an on purpose direct hit, which is very passive aggressive. It's very petty. It's very stupid. And I'm going to say what I have to say. I don't mince my words. So all of you Beyonce fans, knock yourselves out. I'm not mad like that. It's not
Okay, she talking about she not mad like that. It sounds like she hating. It sounds like Beyonce done took whatever music she done sampled and this done blew up way bigger than whatever the heck it was that she did. And she in her feelings and she getting on here. What do you think, JJ? Because this is supposed to be your girl.
I don't think she's in her feelings. Well, I mean, she is.
Right. She done made a whole live video.
I think she's in her feelings about the fact that she was swindled. It sounds like she was swindled out of her publishing rights by Pharrell. And Pharrell, continues to use that music, knowing that he's getting a payday, Beyonce's getting a payday, and she's not getting anything from it. I think that's her frustration. All she is saying, and if she did own it, they would come to her and say, "Hey, can I use your music?"
But you don't.
You're right. She doesn't own it.
But
I guess maybe they've been cordial or they have associates or whatever. And she was just like, as an artist, she could have just came to say, as an artist, I'm using your music even though Pharrell owns it.
She could have, but she didn't have to.
She didn't have, absolutely not. She didn't have to.
The world is not fair. And people get on here and they complain. And again, her as an artist should understand this more than any freaking body. You have so many people that are going to take your ish, remake it, retweet. Come on, man. You're an artist. They do that stuff freaking, we've seen that thing about, what's his name? Was it Luther Vandross? About all those, right? How he took those songs and made them, because people thought that they were his songs.
So if you guys don't know what he's talking about, if you go back to almost all of Luther's songs,
his major hits,
every single song is a cover.
Absolutely,
it is a cover. Like I'm thinking, oh, he wrote it. That's his song. Doom 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 doom. Nope, it's not. Luther ain't nothing but a jacquees.
Man, cut it out. That man, he did.
Jacquees from the 80s.
He did what he had to do to sell records. And
blew
again, if
now,
it's not,
he did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, and it's not against the law. Ain't no laws. Ain't no rules against that right now. And as long as it's within the boundaries, do you? She should be cheering. The fact that it's only a few, what she said, black women in the industry that's doing well, especially Beyonce, get behind her and cheer her on. If anything, hey, you know what I'm saying? I would have hit her up. Can we remix it or whatever? Let me hop on the track instead of building and trying to do things that way. You done got on here in your feelings, and what you're doing is you're creating a bigger barrier in between somebody that you can do a collab with and possibly make money. That's the problem.
So I think Khalees is just frustrated. Well, it's, even at the beginning of the video, she was just like,
ego.
I can be frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it seems like she's still hurt by the fact that she was swindled out of her publishing.
But you gonna let that get in the way of you making money in the future, though?
She's just saying she's fresh. She is allowed to be frustrated, and she does have that right.
You have the right to be frustrated, but don't allow that to block your blessings. Is what I'm saying. Because this, instead of doing something like this, this was not the right way to go. You could have reached out to Beyonce or whoever, even, you know what I'm saying? Forget for real. If they beefing or whatever, hey, Beyonce, I would love to get on the track with blah, 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 blah. I seen you did that, girl. You killed that. You smashed that. Stroke their ego a little bit and then just hop on board, man. Make some money.
But you know what this seems like?
What?
This seems like she addressed this to the Beehive.
Mm-hmm.
So she must have made a previous statement or posted something, and then the Beehive came for her. So this must be the second. I don't think you should rebuttal with a video on your frustrations, but I wonder what she posted before this.
I would have handled this completely different. I would have seen somebody sampling, especially somebody that big. Oh my goodness, dog, for real. That's right, because I know it's gonna get a lot of eyes, it's gonna get a lot of views, but I would have did it in a positive manner. But let's keep going.
About me being jealous of someone using my song? That's the dumbest, most ignorant thing I've ever heard.
Not if it's blowing up, and unfortunately, you know, I ain't know what the heck this young lady was. The fact that she talking about she just got off the stage. What you singing? What you rapping about now? Because I ain't heard of. But absolutely, somebody is definitely gonna feel some type of way if somebody take your ish and they doing a million times better. They got people. You walking down the street, you hear some damn body humming her damn song. You mother. You damn right on that.
Like, grow up. I was not thinking about her or no one else. Not even on no shade. Just not thinking about living my greatest, best life, as I always do. So it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the fact that from one artist to another, you should have the decency and the common sense and the courtesy to call, reach out, a manager, anybody. Just go, yo, heads up. This is what we're thinking. This is what we're doing. Even if you're going to do it anyway. Just common decency. Like I said, it's happened before where people at least had the wherewithal to be like, yo, using your record, we understand that like Pharrell totally swindled you out of your stuff. Just want to give the respect because that's what you do, right? No, that's not what happened. So grow up, okay? I don't mince my words. I say exactly how I feel, when I feel it, how I feel it.
Go ahead. You about to say something. Go ahead.
So I wonder, so, you know, we're not in the music industry. So what if there is like maybe there is something that they do on the back end and maybe it just didn't happen this time?
And I'm going to say this. You also got to put in mind on how big Beyonce is. Right. Like, listen, man, like my team can be responsible for that. Beyonce probably ain't never heard your ish or probably never heard. I still haven't heard this song. I'm going to go back and I'm going to check. Yeah, no. I'm gonna say this. It may have been a song that didn't do so well. So what if Beyonce didn't know that this was sampled from her? Right. And she's sitting there, taking her frustrations out again on the wrong person. That's basically gonna block your blessings because she in her feelings. It's obvious. I don't feel any type of way, and they ain't gonna talk about some common sense. Ah, dog, not a girl ain't got no sense, man. Good grief.
I don't care who likes it or doesn't like it. It is what it is. These are facts. It's not opinion. Okay? These are facts. Later.
Man, you can't make this stuff up, people. You can't make it up. No, we done heard enough, young lady. We done heard enough.
I know the Beehive going crazy.
Man, what they about to dig in it as well. They should, because at the end of the day, man, when you're an artist, especially when you done been in the game this long, you should already know how things rock, man. Do not go out there and create any negative, because a lot of people are probably using it. How many views this thing got right now? Oh, it ain't got number 13,000 views, so people ain't really.
Well, that's just here, but it's on.
Oh, it might be on something else. I got
the meme is on Facebook and videos on Facebook and everything. So it's getting.
Let's get some views, get some traction or whatnot. But yeah, man, I'm I don't think people are really checking for Khalees, is it?
Yeah.
ain't nobody really checking for her like that anymore,
man. She is just the sweetest lady.
Right. I've seen it all throughout this video. Let me tell you something. You can't hide a certain type of energy, man. It's a reason why Nas got the heck away from her, man. But they break up.
What happened between her and Nas?
I don't know. Did they break? They broke up for a reason. I'm pretty sure.
They were married, right? They were married.
Yeah. I don't know.
They were married.
I think so. I remember 50 Cent saying something about Khalees said something how Milkshake bring all the boys to the yard, and Nas went and tattooed the B on his arm or something like that. And one of his this was around the time that him and Nas was beefing, so 50 Cent was going for everybody. They was going at everybody.
Wow.
We can check it out real quick before we get up out of here. What have you, and see, why they brought. Oh man, goes live. Wait, since losing her husband?
Oh, so she's emotional over other stuff. It's other stuff that's emotional. That's the hair that I wanted. That's the haircut that I wanted.
Wait a minute. Come on, man. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna cut her some slack because it do look like she just recently went through something that was devastating. So I'm gonna cut her some slack.
I said 2 months ago she lost her husband.
Yeah. So
so she is just emotionally.
I can see that.
A wreck.
I can see that. I can respect that too. I respect it. I'm gonna fall back, man. My apologies. Definitely my apologies.
Look at it.
No, I try to make it do what it do. But anyway,
so clearly she needs some therapy.
Yeah, absolutely.
She needs some
man.
therapy because she's attacking a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Dang, man. So she just recently she got married again?
This is the
How long ago did her and Miles break up?
Angela Yee's on the Breakfast
I
Club.
thought it was female.
So police did an interview with Hollywood Unlocked, and she had a lot of things to say about her ex-husband, Nas. Now, they got married in 2003, and their divorce was finalized in 2010. And she said in their relationship, because when they got together, she was only 22 years old, there were a lot of highs and lows. Here's what she said.
We had like really intense highs and really intense lows. An intense high would be like money was rolling in. We were young too. Like I was 22 and I was a baby. So like we were drinking too much, smoking too much. We were spending too much. I mean, we lived hard, And so because of that, like when that comes.
Let me tell you right now. Listen to me, man. She talking about she was a baby at 22. You ain't no damn baby. You grown. At 18, player, you are grown. Stop.
Down, it goes really low. So it's hard, because there's no balance. There's no normalcy.
All right. She goes on to say that she put up with a lot of behavior that was unacceptable. What was that unacceptable behavior? Well, listen here.
I didn't file for divorce because he cheated. He'd been cheating for 2 years and I knew that. It was because on top of all the other stuff, then you're going to cheat. It was really toxic. And I was pregnant, 7 months pregnant. I was terrified. I was like, I cannot bring.
Stop the cap. Stop this. So, man, let me see. When people paint pictures like this, man, like they just been the most perfect person in the doggone world. And all the fault is on. I got a problem with that. You know what I mean? Because if she would at least say, I wasn't the best person that I could have been. It was times that, you know what I'm saying? But all the blame has been focused on the only excuse she made for herself is that she was young. Which you see that a lot.
She said she was young, but her whole statement, she pretty much says they spent too much money, they partied, they did drugs. She was saying
that's
they
not putting
as in
but
him and her.
But I don't look at that as taking accountability and putting the blame on myself as well. Again, when she said when you're saying something about the other person, he cheated, he did this and he did that. But when I'm taking accountability, we did this and we did that. When is she gonna say I did this and I did that? That's accountability. When is you think she's gonna say that in this video? Or she gonna continue to, he cheated for 2 years.
Well, it doesn't make sense because she says he had been cheating for 2 years. I already knew that. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're talking about on top of everything else, now you're going to cheat? So maybe it was somebody that she didn't like, or maybe it was somebody, it must have been someone significant that maybe he started cheating with. Because if you were already fine with it, then, fix the other stuff and just move forward.
Well, I'm gonna say it again.
So
I'm waiting on the accountability because she painted the picture like I'm just the perfect mother loving. But we're gonna.
She had that song. I hate you so much right now. Mm-hmm. It was a great song.
Right.
So I know she got a temper. I know she got a temper and she got a diva complex.
I filed for divorce in April. This is a mess. And I can't control this. I gotta get out.
So you left while you were pregnant?
Yeah, I filed for divorce. I was like, I cannot bring a person into this. This is a freaking mess. This is a mess.
Now when we started, I can't bring a person. I can't. Man, what you can't make yourself up.
Diva complex.
Hey, let me tell you something. That ain't no excuse for you to do what you're doing. That ain't no excuse.
Divorce is when you're pregnant. That is weird.
A selfish person.
That is
I.
And I can't control this. I gotta get out.
So you left while you were pregnant?
Yeah, I filed for divorce in April, and now you was born in July.
So what's the mess? What made it toxic?
Well, she goes on to talk about when they were drinking, how they would physically fight.
Did he hit me? Mm-hmm.
Did he hit me? All right. Now, I got a question. Was that man defending himself? Was that man trying to defend? Isn't she bigger than him? Khalees ain't no, she ain't no, man. Listen, I done seen that's a, well, size 13 in shoes. Doggone hands is that long. Listen,
Don't do knots like that.
gotta check. Let me see if she got an album. What is that? What is that right there? Y'all see that? What is that? What is that? Or is that a vein? I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Stop it.
But I guarantee that man was defending himself. I don't think it was just he was just lash out and just
I'm
just
sure
hit
she
on
got
somebody.
mouth. She definitely has mouth.
Because to be, I mean, and anybody can be
And
any type of
honestly,
way
she
behind
got
closed
hands.
doors. Yeah, anybody can be anyway behind closed doors. But when I look at this young lady right here from the interviews that she's done, you know what I'm saying, the songs that she done so-called put out, and the things that Nas rap about, man, he don't really seem like he with all that. Like, he may smoke, he may drink, but he still seem like he's one of those guys that's just laid back and chill. I mean, he probably got with this chick because she had that excitement or whatnot. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. Did I hit him back? Mm-hmm. It was because he would black out. Did he hit me? Mm-hmm. Did I hit him back? Mm-hmm. It was because he would black out. He would drink too much. He drank way too much. Mm-hmm. He will never admit it. And so a lot of stuff he may not remember. You know, there have been times when, like, literally would have the worst night ever, like, and we would wake up the next day. It's like it never happened.
Was he ever remorseful?
He bought gifts.
So I guess what she's saying is on top of the cheating, it was all of these things as well. And she also...
Well, again, I could be wrong. He could just be one of those people that seem like that one way and, you know.
And so, you can't control their liquor.
Right, yeah, because I do know guys that's like that. But for the most part, though, they don't. I pretty much see some of that type of doggone behavior in them before they start to drink, though. I've never seen somebody that's, you know, a butterfly type of guy. As soon as they get drinks in them, they just flip out. That's just from my experience.
Or maybe when he starts drinking, he turns into a different type of man. Or you know what I'm saying? Like some guys who can't speak their mind, like you say, he's more like a quiet type. Mm-hmm. So maybe when he's drinking, he feel like he has the confidence to demand, no, you're gonna respect me. You're gonna stop acting like such and such. So he probably demands more from her when he's drunk than he does when he's sober.
Could be.
She not with it.
Because I don't know these people personally, so I mean, it could be.
So discusses how she didn't say anything about it, and when she saw the pictures of Rihanna, how it struck a chord in her.
Something reminded me of...
Oh, so that's what it is, like Young Buck.
She the one got problems with the female artist.
Oh, word. Oh, you date this little young chick? Hey.
That's what it is. She got issues with the female artist.
There we go. Now it came out.
And when she saw the pictures of Rihanna, how it struck a chord in her.
Something reminded me...
She didn't say anything about it, and when she saw the pictures of Rihanna on top of the cheating, it was all of these things as well. And she also discusses how she didn't say anything about it, and when she saw the pictures of Rihanna, how it struck a chord in her.
Something reminded me of Rihanna. The only way I can describe it was like double dip. Like I felt like, do I jump in? Like, do I say it? Because I had bruises all over my body at the time. Seeing her, the way she looked, and then looking at myself, I was embarrassed. For me, it was kind of like, you're going to just let this go? You're not going to say anything? We were married. We weren't dating. I didn't say anything because I wanted things to work and because I was delusional and because I thought that, like, I could, like, love past this.
Yikes.
Well, that was Khalees on Hollywood Unlocked.
Oh, okay.
Check out the
So
whole
we're talking
interview
about
when
the
everything
Chris
say.
Brown.
As radio personalities, you don't have to have an opinion on that, right?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's three sides to every story.
Absolutely.
That part.
All right, now Sierra is discussing Future and saying that he just is a no-show for visits about 37% of the time with young Future. And she also...
37. Yo, she keeping tallies. 37%. Man, stop playing with me, y'all.
in this instance right here, it would be different if he was a regular dad.
Yeah, I don't say this dude is a.
This
She
man
said
is a-
37%,
A business mogul.
not 50, not 40, not 60, but 37.
That's actually not bad.
Wow.
Also
That's
says
crazy.
that when he
These
does
cats ain't basic making no
spend
money.
time, usually Future ends up being with the grandmother or great grandmother instead of with his dad, and that she really gets to face time with her son when he's gone. And he also has health issues that are even worse because he's been traveling cross country, so she doesn't think that it's a good idea the way they have their travel schedule right now, and that he's constantly exhausted due to the travel and has had emotional breakdowns while at school. So what Sierra wants to do is go to mediation and hammer out a better schedule because her son is having all these health issues and he's traveling too much.
So I don't get the point of the story. What was that about?
What it was about was either you should have one, stayed with this man, or two, picked a better guy to have children with.
No, Future just won custody over his kids or something.
I think
He
I
had
seen
documents,
somebody.
he
Yeah,
had
yeah,
facts. That
Mhm.
man takes care of his kids.
Mhm.
Period. Nobody can say anything about that. He just came
Well,
through and
she
won
can.
his cake.
She
can.
can. 37%. I got it. I got the paperwork right here. Hold on.
She can, but she in,
I think she's still petty.
she's in her feelings
Mhm.
because now you see your son and he travels to go see you,
Mhm.
but now it's the flying is too much.
Mhm.
But I bet they fly them kids everywhere with her and what's his name, Russell. I
Russell,
bet her and
mhm.
Russell flying them kids everywhere too.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
So
Yeah.
she's trying to make it hard for him.
Yeah, and I think she's just every chance she can get, she being petty, and she's bringing Russell into it to be petty with her, because Russell.
And he's doing it, and he's right behind her.
Because he.
Well, she's these documents from her going to court and saying that she's taking Future to court, and these are the issues that she's having with Future raising their son.
I don't see a problem with that.
Because Future's not spending enough time with the
Yeah.
son. Okay, I
Well,
remember at one point she was keeping the son from Future.
Well, she
Yeah,
said
when
that
he
when
went to the
he-
land, he's in Seattle, sort of flying back and forth. He's saying that her son can't take it, and
It's
she's
scheduled
saying,
too much.
and she's saying it's not Future anyway. He's coming to see the grandma, so let's do another schedule.
Like she's thinking that my son's going to spend time with his dad, but he's actually not there, and the grandmother's taking care of him.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.
Wow. Oh, yeah, you can tell this was old boy. Good grief. Because they just had the good night. They just had the whatchamacallit, that old school music. Man, oh man. So y'all, that was just a quick little video on some reactions or whatnot. I just wanted to see how this thing was gonna be if we were to start just doing live videos instead of me recording and setting up the camera and doing all the other stuff. Man, I actually think this is a lot easier. So we might start doing reactions and stuff like this. All right. Anyway, y'all be blessed. Y'all be beautiful. And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.